don't care. Never, never fall. Oh yeah. Well, just so I jump on here real quick. I got a plant that I'm looking at, and is using urine fertilizer, and the urine fertilizer is doing a really good job. And um, I can't say much more about it. I accidentally left it in the house last night, so it might not be as perky. But here it is. Look at that. This plant is being. Hello, how you doing there? Look at the shiny shine in those leaves. I guess that the camera might capture some of it. Um, but the shine in these leaves, and it's being fertilized by one single fertilizer. All right. Can anyone tell me what that is? Look at this right here. It's so shiny and it's standing up straight. Now, this is after I left it in the house without sunlight for one day. It's still perky. And today it will go back outside. But look at those leaves, folks. Nice and shiny. You could eat them, and it would supply a lot of nutrients to your body. So, that being said, beautiful, 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 healthy plant. Okay, there we go. Beautiful, healthy plant. And the fertilizer was totally free. Um, and I will continue to use it because it works. It works every time. Now I'm kind of second guessing something. I'm looking at this plant, and it has some very tiny. Excuse me. It has some very tiny insects flying around on it. So that tells me that I was going to bring in my pepper plants to try to overwinter them. But I'm thinking if I bring them in, I'm gonna bring a whole bunch of other insects in with them, and I don't want to do that. I'm wondering. I'm trying to weigh it and see if it's really worth doing. Because bringing them in, peppers, from my experience, they don't always make it. Sometimes they do if you give them the right temperature and you give them some sunlight in a location where they can get both those, and don't over water them. That's very important. Um, it's a water as needed type of deal when you bring it in peppers. But and if you don't keep them warm, as I said earlier, if sometimes the house get really cool and it's not a lot of sunlight in the wintertime, that you might not keep them, but you can try it. It may work. And if you all set up for it, if you got a greenhouse and all of that, and it's got heaters in it and everything, you're good to go. This plant really looks good. It really looks good. I've never seen a plant as healthy as this plant is, and that just makes me uh, feel good about the fertilizer that we've been talking about for the last 3 weeks, which is manure. I mean, excuse me, urine, and it's just incredible, filled with different types of nutrients. But um, I want to say phosphorus is something I want to increase in the fertilizer. So I do have some wood chips. Nice for free. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I agree. It's nice for free. Um, and and the thing about it is, I'm thinking of adding a little phosphorus to it, into that mix, and that will for certain plants that require phosphorus for like bloom and a tight development, that it would be very helpful. And that again, I could get for free because I own a pellet stove, and once I use uh, the pellets up, it produces this situation. And again, um, experimenting to make sure you don't use too much phosphorus along with the urine. And you should have a really great fertilizer because if you go online and you ever type in chemical makeup of human urine, you will see such a beautiful uh, uh, information about the number of uh, things that are in urine, such as the micronutrients that are in the urine, more so than what's in some fertilizers. And actually, when I think about it, when you're using fertilizer that you bought from a store, and it's basically uh, some of the companies are using colored, they even colored fertilizers to give it a more appealing color. And it's basically animal feces and also animal urine that's been dried and made into powder or whatever. And they use this stuff, and you're paying for it. Basically, farm byproduct, basically waste from the farm. And why would I want to pay for it if I'm producing it every day? Beautiful plant. I just can't help looking at it because when I see leaves that are shiny like that, I know that it's an indication of the plant's health. And the way these plants are up and they are just strong and stiff and full of life, it's very vibrant. That lets me know that because I mean it's not eating anything else because the only thing it's been fed with for the last 3 weeks, possibly four, is the human urine. So it works. Beautiful plant, folks. Let's keep this thing going. Keep it moving. Um, and you can still use a lot of the fertilizer that you're producing around on your property, which is a good deal. Putting the plant in the ground and then putting the compost around the plants as opposed to digging it in, just lay it on top and let the worms work it in. They'll work it right into the soil. You don't have to keep, uh, you know, working your butt off trying to produce what, if you let nature do it, nature will do most of the job for you. Oh, that's a pretty plant. I'm just looking at it right now. It's out of camera shot, but um, it's reaching for the sky. It's trying to make it bigger and it's trying to get stronger. And all it's fed with is a spray bottle with 1 part human urine and 10 parts water, which will change pretty soon to it'll be a certain small percentage of it will be phosphorus, which will basically be wood ash. Um, and you got to be careful with wood ash, just not add too much. And I think it'll be better to add as little as possible to you get the mix right, and then use a test plant to test it on one that if you lost it, you would go, okay, I lost it. But you want to learn from it because you're gonna have to do your own research because what's happening is there are companies out there that really don't want you using the method that I'm telling you about because if you use that method, that's less revenue for them. And then if you start passing it around, like I'm passing this information around, um, every one person that I tell may tell 10 people, and that's a real possibility. And then those 10 people tell 10 people each, and and it starts spreading around. But if the word gets out, um, as it should, and people see videos and they see videos like this, or they see plants in the videos where it's showing the results of human urine, the results of how vigorous and how beautifully colored, dark, rich green leaves that are on these plants and being grown by human urine, guess what? People will piece it together and say, I know what I'm going to do next time around, or I know what I'm. And I had people to get on this channel a couple of weeks ago that said, I'm going to use human urine, or I'm going to try it, or I'm going to do this and that. And I haven't heard from those people. I haven't heard from them because people, some of them are afraid to get on the air and say, I use human urine on my plants. I said, well, replace the missing and nature. Absolutely, human urine. Food forests. Uh, I'm going to say this. This conversation is not really for you because you already know how to grow things. And you already know about human urine. You already know about many different other growing techniques. You already know about it. It's just there. I mean, I've seen some of the things you pull out of your garden, all that fruit and everything, over the years, and you already know. So I'm mainly putting this out there for people that go, "Oh, I didn't think that. Oh, you mean human urine? Oh, I can't do that. It's too embarrassing. I can't possibly. I'll do it secretively. I will do it. I will make certain that I do it undercover." And that's how some people will do with the human urine. They will take it out there, and if any gardens in there, say, "What is that smell in your garden?" They say, "Oh, that's just, we got cats around here, whatever." But it is really a blessing to be able to produce a beautiful fertilizer. And what I did my research on it. First of all, I've been using it for years. Second of all, I started getting more into it here lately. I started getting into, let me find out what's in human urine, actually in it. Let me find out what cultures are using human urine and why. And a lot of cultures have used it because they could not afford any other way of fertilizing their farms. They couldn't afford it, so what they did is they said, okay, what can we do? And they look back in history for thousands of years, they've been using human urine from everything from cleaning leather to growing plants to oh my God, different types of medicines, things of this nature. So they're using this, and human urine has always came through and been a winner for them. And so all I'm doing is putting the word further out to whatever listeners, excuse me, whatever individuals are watching my channel, which usually is a pretty small audience. And I will figure that out as to why my audience is so small. Okay, and I want to put that something said. Don't show it. Say human urine is a great okay, rodents. Okay, yes. I mean, it's just food forward protocol. This is a number of things that I found that human urine is been used for I mean in human civilization for many years, and so um, it's just great. I'm looking at this plant, and you should have saw how small this plant was when I started using it. You know, you should have saw how small it was, and then it had the audacity for the leaves to not to be bright green, dark green. It wasn't dark green; it was a light green color. This plant, just imagine that, a light green color. Now the plant is vibrant. Okay, it is growing. Number two, and the color is dark, rich green. And the second, excuse me, in the fourth thing, I think about the fourth point. The plant is shiny, and that to me is an indication of health. That's what this plant is showing, health. This plant is healthy, folks, and it is being fed. The health has increased in this plant because of human urine, and it wasn't like that before. That's my point. It wasn't like this before. This plant was sitting outside before I started using it as a test plant. And it was just a light green. It was small. It was growing slow, but it was just basically alive. That's all it was. It was just alive. It wasn't thriving. And this plant now is thriving. This is really good. I wish I could take a snapshot of this plant like this. I wonder how can I do that. Okay, let's see what we got here because I got quite a few things being typed here. And look over here without the old glasses, but I can make out some of it. Okay, hello from. Oh, okay, Ether Gardener. And then we got humans are to be the nature not 12 to 8 hours a day. Get out and go for the forest both room. Okay. But our food follows permaculture starting to be it. I with that. Gotta have my glasses on here. I don't know what's happening. I got older and my eyesight changed. Let's see. That's a human human manure is a great fire rodents. Okay, got that. I understand what that is there. Now, human urine is something that can also be used, but I haven't gotten into that, and the only reason why is because I am not all the pathogens that may be in it that require you to work with it a different way than urine, because urine comes out of the body, as we majority of us know, is sterile, and so that is a plus for me that I don't have to worry about um, uh, the any pathogens. And let's see. I think okay, I think I understand what you're saying here. So how much do you dilute your urine in water? Okay, here's how you do it. It's 1 part urine to 10 parts water. Um, and the thing about it is, um, I do that. I discovered for myself that 10 parts work for me. And if you look around on the internet, people are gonna have different uh, ratios, that if you will, and like that. And when you go around on the internet, they're gonna say it's gonna be all kind of stuff. People gonna say to it, "Oh, don't touch it," or "Make sure you do this. Don't get it near this." And please, I've been using this for years. Never had any issues with it. It's a sterile liquid that comes from your body, and it does a great job at feeding your plants. House plants benefit from it as well. This here happens to be, I think this is some type of spinach or something. Not sure. Some type of spinach. Incredible. And as I said, it was a small plant at first. It was just alive. It was not thriving. It wasn't big and tall and straight as it is now. It wasn't. It was just a little tiny little plant. Um, so I will put this back outside today, and make sure you guys remind me if I forget, because I want to make sure this lives. Um, it it's fed once um, a week. It's fed once a week with urine. Don't overdo it. Don't put too much in it. That's the secret. If there is a secret, that's the secret. Don't put too much in it. Um, put You can spray it on the leaves. You can spray it around the root base, and you will see the plant growing. Um, Now, this type of fertilizer is not for individuals who are funny acting people, if you will, who are afraid what other people may think of them. This is not for you, this type of fertilizer, because immediately when people find that you're using it, they don't want to eat your vegetables, they don't want to eat your fruit, they want to stay away from you as far as possible. Food forest permaculture. Food forest permaculture, ladies and gentlemen. And then we got, let's see, that plant looks great. Hey, thank you very much. Yeah, the plant does look great. You're absolutely right. I've been growing a lot of plants in my life, and all the plants that I have used human urine, excuse me, yes, human urine on, is turned out like this. This has not been spray painted, folks. Look at the shine in those leaves. Can I get it closer? This camera doesn't do it justice. Vigorous, deep, dark green, shiny leaves. Come on. Wait till the spring break out around here in this location where I'm located at here in Maryland. You're going to see all my plants are going to be like this. Deep, dark green, vigorous growth. My corn, dark leaves, um, growing tall. And then I will absolutely put on plants like okra that grows that big blossom on them. See, when you get more blossoms, you get more fruit. More blossoms, more fruit. So when you add the wood ash to it, and you will get more blossoms because that's potassium. No, wait a minute. Phosphorus, excuse me. Phosphorus. I'm thinking about potassium because I'm now taking potassium supplements. I keep saying potassium all day long. I kept saying potassium, which, by the way, promotes heart health. Check with your doctor first. Oh my goodness, folks, look at this. It's beautiful, beautiful. I see. I'm growing zone 7A and PAM, whatever the M stands for. Going to try on testing plants. You are one of the smartest people I've met today. You're one of the smartest people I've met today. Because once you see it, in about the first day, let me tell you what you're going to witness. The first day you use it, the next day you're going to see your plants have firmed up. When you take your little finger and try to move it side to side, you're going to see that the plants have firmed up. That's the first thing you're going to see. The second thing you're going to see is that after about a week, the plants will start darkening as far as the color of their leaves. And then you'll see the growth start taking on. And then you'll see this vibrant look. Instead of them looking like this, they're going to look like this. They're going to be vibrant. That's a good illustration. Um, and that will indicate to you that your plants are responding to the liquid food that you're giving it. Oh, somebody knows my name in here. All right. Sue Miller. Sue Miller knows my name. She called me by name. It was a secret. It was a secret. But the thing about it was the plants love them. Love getting maximum amount of nutrition into your plants so that you can eat the best. And I gotta give it to you. If your wallet has been hurting, if your wallet has been undernourished because of whatever, and you're worried about gardening this year coming up or whatever, it's spring and summer in your location, and you're saying, I don't like buying $8 and $10 bags of fertilizer. What can I do? What should I do? Well, here's what you want to do. Go ahead and keep collecting your leaves. If it's fall where you are, collect your leaves. Don't forget them. Put them in a pile in a kind of shaded area where they can sit under there and turn into beautiful compost. Okay, jot this down, please. Once you put them in a location where you can get as many leaves as you want, get as many leaves as you can possibly get. Get your neighbor's leaves, as long as they're not full of trash and things like that. You just want leaves. And if they swept them out of the curbs where the cars parked, don't get those. Sometimes they're full of oil and grease from cars dripping. But at any rate, you get the leaves. Because remember, if you don't get the leaves, if people bag them up and they give them to the city, or they will go and process them down into a compost, and you'll see them at Home Depot and Lowe's sold for close to $5 a bag. Same leaves, okay? So why not you put them in an area where you can compost them down, collect your urine for your garden in the spring, but also it's still early in the year. You could pour the urine over the leaves, and it will help break them down a lot faster. You call it a compost starter, because you can go to the store and buy the starter for $5, $6 a bag, or you could just pour the urine right over top of it. You don't have to mix it down; just pour it over top of it, and you will see the urine definitely break down your compost faster, and it would also add nutrition to the pile. But you can pour it over in it. You can do it in layers. Put put on a layer, add, put on a layer, or you can just pour it over the top if you already got the compost pile there, and it will help immensely with breaking down the compost because it's full of nitrogen, and nitrogen promotes for things to break down. Okay, so that being said, I'm no expert, folks. I'm just a Mooney gardener who's obsessed with gardening. I have a problem. At least I don't gamble, and at least I don't drink, and I don't knock people who do. But I garden. It's what I do. I live by these rules. Okay, let's see what it is we got here. I'm gonna do one with the prefer. How often do I want to order with? Okay, I got somebody here. Garden Adventures. Um, yeah, you want to water once. Excuse me. You want to water once a week. That's what you want to do. Every 7 days or every other week. Either or. It depends on what your schedule's like at home because some of us have a lot of things to do, and that's why we can do what we can do when we can do it. That's how that works, folks. Damn, I've been talking now for almost half an hour. Let's see. Great idea for compost. Yeah, everybody's doing it, and I've done it for years. Pouring the urine into the compost pile, it will cut the compost down by half, uh, and it will do a great job. Do you use the urine every time you water? I use the urine every time I water. I do, and it's this, but you got to remember now. I'm testing. See, I'm testing. I want to use the urine at least. Just put it this way: I use the urine every week, and um, the urine works extremely well. I have tested it up against Miracle Grow, and it has beaten Miracle Grow out. The plant that was done with the Miracle Grow was less vigorous. The color wasn't as brilliant. The leaves weren't as shiny, and actually, the plants that were growing with the human urine actually grew faster than the plants growing with the uh, uh, Miracle Grow. Miracle Grow did not touch this plant. I mean, I was using Miracle Grow, testing it on a plant, same similar type as this plant, and it just didn't do well. It did okay. It did okay. But for paying them that amount of money for some Miracle Grow, and here I am, a a, a fertilizer machine, and I wasn't using it as I should have been using it. And I said, wait a minute, there's something to this. I need to utilize everything in my, that I have control of. I must use this because that that amount of money. Look at this, folks. Let's put it like this. Right now, I'm looking at a container that's about a half a gallon. That's a half a gallon of fertilizer. It took me one time using the restroom, and I have half a gallon. Uh, if I'd added more water, I probably would have had a gallon. Okay, so let's say I'm getting close to a little over half a gallon of fertilizer for absolutely free. And look how many times I could use that fertilizer throughout the year. I mean, throughout the months to fertilize my plants. That being said, go to the store and buy one bag of fertilizer at $7 a bag, $8 a bag, $10 a bag, depending on where you go at. Okay, and that money could have been used for food at the grocery store. It could have been used for some medications you may need to buy. It could have been used for materials if you like paper or pencils if you're going back to school, ink pens, whatever. Um, and that nasty habit some of us have smoking. Some people buy cigarettes with the money, but the money could go somewhere else. Is my point, and you're not losing anything on the part of your plant. You're not losing anything. Your plants definitely will grow better. It's not like I'm telling you to use it on something and you're going to lose something from your plant. You're not going to lose anything. If anything, you're going to gain more plants for free, healthier, stronger plants, faster growth from human urine. Okay, haven't tried yet. You going to bring pepper plants indoors for the winter? I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna bring them indoors because I'm looking at this one little plant. It's been here one day, and it's got this little tiny, tiny little black flying insect around it, and I know it came in here in the soil. So that's got me thinking. Because you can actually bring a plant in, you can load your house up with these outdoor insects, and you got your hands full when you bring them indoors. Those insects will be in your house, in your curtains, in your bathroom, drinking from your toilet, drinking from anywhere they can get water, anywhere they can get food off of dishes or whatever, and you will have your house full of these insects. So I'm thinking about it. Now, the pepper plants, the reason why I wanted to bring them in because I have so many of them out there. And you know something, Miller, Sue Miller, Sue Miller. She got a little wrench next to her thing. I don't know how she do that, but I mean, I've been trying to get my name. I don't know how to do that. The plants that you bring indoors, like these plants, these are pepper plants. I'm looking at they're very, very healthy, extremely healthy, and it is like 10 of them, and I can bring them all in. Um, and what you want to do is just basically cut them back, and then cut back also on the watering because they will develop quickly root rot if you don't get that under control. They will develop root rot. So bring them in, you water less and that sort of thing. Let's see. I did not know where the wrench come from. Oh, you don't know where it come from? Yeah, because one person was telling me one day I could put those there, and I said it's supposed to help me do something, But I tried, but I couldn't get it there. But yeah. So on this note, folks, I'm gonna peel out on you because I see the numbers going down, 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 down. So I said, yeah, kind of getting tired of me just rambling on. Um, so think about it. Put on your big boy drawers and get a fertilizer that works. Get a fertilizer that is free, and don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what other people think, because as you, if you want to match your plants up against your neighbor's plants, I guarantee you will outgrow them. If they're using anything off the shelf, and trust me, folks, the Morning Gardener here has fertilizer. I have bags and bags and bags and bags of fertilizer. I don't even know how many bags I have from every company you could possibly name, probably. I have it. But they're just there. I mean, I may sell those to people who don't want to use this method. Um, and I don't mind selling to them because they didn't cost me really anything. I know how to get them on bargain. I know how to get fertilizer on bargain. But I went into the store a couple of days ago, and because of the economy, uh, those bargains that I used to get was not like they once were. Now they're not taking off dollars off of a bag of fertilizer. They take it off 10, 15 cents. Not like it once was, because they're saying, no, people are hurting. They need to grow food. They need to have some substance. And so that being said, those prices are not going to go down too much. In fact, when the greenhouses send the plants out this upcoming spring, wait till you see the price jump on those plants. I am buying, before everybody gets aware of it, I'm buying all my seeds now. I'm buying them now. And I'm looking for heirloom seeds that I can regrow every single time. I'm looking for seeds that grow plants that are more vigorous, that are high yielding plants, that grow more peppers, that grow more okra. You know, those are the things I'm looking for. But the seeds have gone up, and they're going to go up even more when they head towards spring because there's no flexibility once you get towards spring. Fertilizers, no flexibility, and they're going to be marked up more because they can make the dollars out of them. They know this. Um, so keep that in mind. This has been the Morning Gardener. Thank you very much. And Miss Sue Miller, I appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone for coming into this room. God bless every one of you. You don't have a box. You don't have a poo box. You don't have a, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that box is. Is it something dealing with these sites, or what are you saying? I don't, I'm not as I'm not as computer savvy as some of you. Oh, post office. Oh, okay. Um, no, I've never had one. I've never had a post office box. Uh, nope, never had one. Never had one. Yep, never had one. Post office box. Oh, to receive gifts. No, I've never thought about that. And then you just got me thinking about something. And I've never had, well, I've had people, never had any gifts. Anybody, yeah, no one's ever sent me any gifts. I never thought about that. I wonder how can I set up something like that? I think I might look into that. Just look into it and see what I can do. Free seeds. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, free seeds. Oh, that's interesting. Now I've had companies to send me seeds, and they would say, "Hey, you know, when you go off the air, you know, give me your address. I'll send you some seeds and something like that." And then they would send them, um, and they sent me seeds like, wow, some of the seeds were, I don't know what they were. They were type of grass plants and things like that. And I was like, okay, can't use that because I'm mostly focused on food plants. And they gave me some types of tomatoes, and they had what they had was they had the ability to get seeds from a company called rareseeds.com. And they were well, somehow they get them because they're marked down because they're like a year old. And what that simply means is germination rate, they feel sometimes drops a bit. And so when that happens, the seeds are worth less. So they give them to people, you know, it helps promote their name because the seeds were fine. I mean, you know, some of these, no, I don't think none of these are the seeds, but these right here are beautiful. I've got these seeds from off of eBay, and they did quite well. And I got to tell you, folks, my knee is hurting a little bit, but I'm feeling much better because I was out of the game this year. Some of you already know that I was out of the game this year. I lost my entire garden because when I, well, used for lack of a better word, blew out my knee stepping on a curb. You believe that? Stepping on a curb and blew my knee out. Going to work, stepped up on the curb, slipped off the curb, the knee went all the way back, was crack. And I said, what? Wonder what that was? And I walked to work, and the next day couldn't even get out of bed. Couldn't get out of bed. Let's see, son. Let's see. What kind of gift in the mail? If you have an address, do not, you know, what's it? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Do I have an address but not your home? Um, no, no. That's the only address I have is my home. Yeah, yeah. That's the only thing about that. Um, and I got some work to do on a furnace tomorrow. I want you all to wish me luck because I got to replace it's a motor called a vent motor. The one on there works, but it's getting noisy, and I think it's creating issues. So I want to change it out before it gets cold here. That's all I want to do. Change it out before it gets cold. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Morning Gardener. Getting ready to take this plant here back outside to its proper environment so it gets nice sunlight and then bring in the other plant the next time I go online. And because it's just as pretty. It's red and green, so I like that plant too. I guess that's one of my favorites too, because of uh, the fact that it's red and green. I just like the colors that it has on it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in, and I do want to see you again here. So uh, keep on growing. Definitely do that. Say post office box might not be worth the cost. That's what I'm looking into. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying because it is a cost associated that could be somewhat high. It depends, and I understand that, and I do appreciate that, Miss Miller. I do appreciate that, but I do want to say this: try the urine fertilizer if you haven't already. Try it, and you will see that it will make you want to get rid of all your fertilizers you have in the bags or the liquids and all that. You will want to get rid of them, and I guarantee that. And you will see the difference. Oh, I'm looking down there. I gotta look right to the camera. I will. Thanks. Oh, thank you. No problem at all. Have a great day, and remember, keep on growing. This is the Morning Gardener Show. That's definitely a good deal.